Hello, my little ponies, and welcome back to some more Rune Factory Gardens of Azuma. On today's episode, we wanted to go and do some
Time to
fishing.
relax and have a drink. Huh? No? Damn.
There was one specific new fish that we could only get here. Was it like Gabello or something? Oh gosh. Oh goodness, I sure had it. Big old sneeze coming along. This is
That's what you get when you mess with me.
So I saw a thing earlier that said like some people, instead of just calling themselves gamers, say, no, I just played this one game. And that's like how they identify themselves is not just as someone who plays like video games, but they play one specific video game. Whatever. You know, like all those people who just play like 18 hours of Call of Duty every day. I say that as hyperbole. Well, no, I say that as exaggeration because it is a technically possible thing to achieve. The people who play, 25 hours of Call of Duty every day, that's hyperbole. Or maybe that's still just exaggeration despite being impossible. Who knows, really?
Okay, ready to kick some ass.
I don't think that was one of the ones I needed, was it? No. No. But then I'm just there like, okay, well what? Like, is there just one game that I play more than any other? No. Like, sure, there are some games I play a lot. Rune Factory, for example. Even though it's not strictly Rune Factory, it's all the various Rune Factories, but if, like, Call of Duty counts, even though they're playing, like, hard... What? Well, they're on now? Modern Warfare 8? Or something? I don't even know.
Lady Kanata, you always eat all your veggies? Just what I'd expect from a god. I'd never struggle with something so simple.
Like, okay, heck, when Modern Warfare 2 was the newest one, I did play a fair bit of that. I rarely played it online. I mostly just played... Not the single player, no. Like the local multiplayer, whatever. And when Black Ops... Was it Black Ops or Black Ops 2? I think it was just Black
relaxing
Ops
and
1.
watching the water's surface.
I think it was just original Black Ops.
Time like this.
I didn't play much online. I mostly played because this is like a game mode where you can effectively play online, but you play against bots. So I'd set bots down to like the lowest difficulty level. And I just played that. Play against some level 1 bots, and sometimes when I was feeling daring, play against some level 2. That's how I like to play it.
Yay! You came to see me again!
But
Thank you! Mwah! Mwah!
But the thing that I liked about playing those Call of Duty games was that, like, as you level up, you can, like, get more of a, like, a setup, whatever. Have different gear and whatnot. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed being able to, change up the setup and whatever. I was never particularly good at the game. I just enjoyed playing around on easy mode.
That was quite the fight.
But even then, I wouldn't call myself a card gamer. It was just one of the games I like to play. And even so, speaking of, like, as a gamer, when people say that, it's like, oh, I'm a gamer, it's implied that they play video games, and that's the thing, but it's like, there are other kinds of games. Like, someone could be a gamer and never play any video games ever, and just play, like, board games, card games, social games, party games. So when I tell someone I'm a gamer, and they're like, oh, like what, like, genre of game do you like? Well,
always eat all your veggies? Just what I'd
basically like
expect from a
anything but
god.
sports games.
I'd never
And
struggle
even
with
then,
something
I'll still
else.
play some sports games here and there. I'm just not, as big a fan of those as other genres. I also don't like to play horror games. If I was forced to choose between the two, I'd rather play a sports game. I remember way back in the days of the PS2 being relatively new, of the PS2 being the new hotness. We got a PS2 and it came with was ATV Off-Road Fury, and we also got ATV Off-Road Fury 2. And
Come on, enough waiting. Can't I just grab it with my bare hands?
those games were fun. Actually, screw it, you know what? I'm going to go and check, Steam right now to see if I can get a version of one of those ATV Off-Road Fury games. No, but there was something that ATV Off-Road Simulator 24. So it looks like this is just driving through the woods and stuff. Okay, so it's not as good as the original ATV Off-Road Fury games, which have had, what, at least 4 total? Whatever. But I like games that aren't just the one thing. Especially. Oh, ATV Off-Road Fury. Okay, what's that about? Well, you're driving around in a quad. You can't really, do anything off it. If you fell off, you basically respawn back on the quad. So if how in Mario Kart. I don't know about the new Mario Kart. Haven't really seen it.
Just met.
But how in Mario Kart, you can't just get off of the cart and walk through the racetrack. ATV Off-Road Fury, you're just on the quad. Your character might as well just be
I look
the quad,
forward
the
to
ATV,
spending
the
another
quad.
day with you.
And it's okay, if you want to, you can go and do races, and that's how you're supposed to unlock stuff. I think ATV Off-Road Fury 2 offers cheats, so you can play a cheat and get
take me?
everything? Question mark? Or is it everything except for the last one or something? I don't know. But yeah, you can put in a code and get everything. Whatever. There's also yeah, just free roam. And you can free roam in multiplayer too, so you can have up to 4 people on one console, all just going around a big map.
Made for a pretty good workout.
And if you go too far off the map, it's not an invisible wall, it's an invisible force field. The difference is that if you hit it, you get blown at 100 miles an hour back into the map. One of the maps has a train that goes around the map. So, and you can get onto the back of the train and even drive along the train all the way to the engine at the front. And that was quite a neat little challenge to do, because some of the wagons are uncovered, so you're just sitting on top, but then the train turns, it will knock you off. So you want to love yourself to be more so inside a car or something, or try to be turning on the back of the train, which is relatively narrow.
Whoa, that's something worth having for
Because it's a video game train, not a real train, so it's just a little bit wider than the quad itself. But then also there are mini games that you could do against people. I think you could also just do them solo, but there's not much point. And one of the things you could do is you could play hockey on the quads. There's like just a giant puck and you have to like just try to drive it and get it into the other
Can't I just
net.
grab it with my bare hands?
Yeah, I remember going quadding with my parents way back in the day, and that was fun, especially once I got old enough to actually drive the quad. That was a lot of fun. What I need to do is find the local quadding scene, find people who quad, and see if I can go out with them. So yeah, it's like, oh, you're going to go out quadding with... Oh, you're going to go out quadding with the group, but like one of the people can't come, so you just have a spare quad? Can I please use it and go quadding with y'all? I'll buy my own helmet. I don't want to buy my own quad. There's the issue of quad
Good to see you
expensive
again. Work at your own
and
pace.
quad
don't
is
forget
big
to
and
rest.
bulky. You know, I'd love to live in a town that is small enough where instead of using a car to drive around, I could just drive around in like a quad. So yeah, you don't have the protection from the elements like you do in a car because it's, you know, open and exposed. The quad is debatably louder than a car. Debatable. There are some very loud cars that drive by.
All right, let's keep this up.
And you don't have quite as much storage space, although you can get quite a bit of storage space on a quad. Right, compared to like even a small car, yeah, the car will have more storage space. You can have 3 passengers or even 4 passengers instead of just 1. When I say passengers, I mean, you know, people in the vehicle other than the driver. People tend to be confused about what passengers mean and think that the driver is a passenger. And of course, the passenger should also have a helmet. It doesn't necessarily... I was going to say it doesn't necessarily need one, which, I mean, depending on how you're driving. Like,
Whoa,
physically they
that's
probably
something worth
don't,
having
but
for
legally I'm
dinner.
pretty sure they
Kanata,
still
You
do.
always eat all your veggies? Just what I'd expect from a god. I'd never struggle with something so simple. Huh? Oh.
I still remember being, like, I don't know, 13, 14, somewhere around there. Oh, is that the Cabello that we needed? Yeah! Let's just save here. But so yeah, I like games that do more than just one thing. Alright, what other quests do I have? Quests. 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Totally missed that. Alright, screw it, let's do this. Yeah, I like games that can do more than just one thing. Dark Chronicle has a whole bunch of extra stuff in it. Rune Factory.
How does
I
this
mean,
look,
that's-
Ikaruga?
Farming and fighting, it's 2 things.
Perfect. Thank you for your assistance. Hello there.
But, like, imagine a Rune Factory game that takes the Dark Cloud, building the city vibe. Like, sure, Gardens of Azuma you can build in parts of the villages and stuff, but imagine being able to just build the entire village, more or less, at least. So even, like, the named characters' houses, where, like, each character has potentially their own specific house. It's like, this is Hina's house, this is Ikaruga's house, this is Matsui's shrine, etc. So it's like, oh, the different shrines you have to put in the different places, and the different people want to live in certain villages. Like, Hina is fine living wherever. Maruo is okay living wherever, but he has his big old airship that needs to be, you know, can only be in specific areas and stuff. But, like, I try to blank on a lot of names. Ikari, whatever, wants to live in Spring Village, but she also has, like, her shop as well. Like, so instead of just having house, big house, bigger house, house, giant house, everyone has, like, their own houses, and then, like, Dark Cloud, where it's like, oh, I have a lamp. Do I put it in this person's house or this person's house? So if I put it in this person's house, it finishes it, so I can't take the lamp back out. But since it finishes, I get something. And then, you know, playing again after you know all the stuff, it's like, okay, if I finish this person's house, I get this item, but that can wait. I want to put it into this person's house, because even though I can't finish them yet, I want to finish them before I do this one. Like, well, the old gap is buggy, I just want to put that off for as long as possible. Alternatively, I want to finish the Gapper's buggy as fast as I can, as long as I finish this other person's house first, so the Gapper's buggy has its full inventory, so I can go into the Gapper's buggy and perform this one glitch to get the extra synth sphere, get the extra synthesis item to raise, like, any weapon to maximum in every stat other than potentially attack. Because that's the thing. But yeah, also raising up the weapons from Dark Cloud. It's like, oh, I have, like, this item that gives, like, a +3 against beast slaying. Heck yes! And, like, slotting in, like, the weapons and stuff and raising them up and bringing your starting dagger up to a +5 so you can make a synth sphere of it to then put onto your dagger to, you know, boost the stats of your dagger. Like, beating the final dungeon to get the Dark Cloud in Dark Cloud. That game had serious vibes going for it that have not actually been properly matched in any future game. Dark Cloud 2 did a lot of good and help, but I feel like they really hampered themselves by simplifying the weapon build-up menu. I prefer the weapon build-up menu from Dark Cloud, even though Dark Cloud 2 does have a bit of a better one in some situations, because you get, like, status points. So if you build up a weapon from, like, 0 to +4, you don't lose out on all of those levels like you would in Dark Cloud. Because, like, if you don't put in the 2 or 3 items for each level, then you miss out. But also, in Dark Cloud, you can put an item into a weapon right away. It's like, oh shoot, I need wind element. Well, here's a wind crystal, put it in, use it for the wind thing, take it back out. It only sticks once it levels up. Oh, heck, oh no. You know, have this synth sphere, put it into a weapon, use the weapon. Oh, don't want to actually keep it on this weapon because I want to use this synth sphere on a different weapon. Take it out, level it up, put it back in. Whereas in Dark Cloud 2, you put it into a weapon, it's there forever. But also Dark Cloud 2, you could turn basically anything into status points for your weapons, which is amazing! Oh no, I have too much bread. Here, turn bread into fire! Oh, I have fish. Well, fish gives scale. It doesn't give as much as the crystals themselves. It's like a +2 versus a +3, except that the attack boosting crystal only gives a +2, And I don't think there's anything other than potentially, like, synth sphere, you know, there's nothing that costs 1 point that gives +3 to attack. And the weapon crystals are rare and more expensive than the others when you can finally buy them. But instead, you can craft boots, synth those. If you craft the basic, I think it's like moon shoes, whatever, you can synthesize those to be +2 attack for 1 point. So people in the know get the recipe for the boots to start synthing boots into weapons because those give a +2 to attack, which is a really interesting thing that feels like an exploit, but I mean, it is entirely intended via game mechanics that it's easier to make boots repeatedly because you can buy all the materials for making the boots before you can get the stuff for before you can just buy attack synth spheres. And no other game has cared about its weapons that much. Like, I loved that. I loved the bookkeeping aspects of those games. But apparently, bookkeeping is a really, really unpopular thing in games, so they try to phase it out as much as possible. Rune Factory 4, and by extension Rune Factory 5, allowing you to put things onto weapons to give them extra boosts, was amazing. And then Guardians of Azuma was like, but what if we didn't allow for that? And it's like, so much stuff is just now not worth it to have. Also, the fact that you don't make stuff on your own, you have to rely on other people to make stuff for you, is kind of sad. I understand for construction, but still, I'd rather just have my one character somehow be able to, you know, make everything and level up those skills as well. Sure, leveling up, like, cooking and pharmacy and forging and, and everything else does take a long time, but it's nice. It's fun. I like it. Except that pharmacy is really hard to grind, but otherwise, I liked it.
Oh, hi. I was just giving Ikoruga a hand.
Hina has been helping me maintain my talismans and divination tools.
And in return, he's been giving me history lessons on mystics and their talismans.
Like, there's a reason I've been wanting a proper Dark Cloud 3, because those levels of vibes, and it's not just Dark Chronicle 2 that I want. Dark Cloud 3, because Dark Cloud itself is an awesome game too.
Has he now?
God, playing the Dark Cloud minimum dungeon entry challenge was fun. And then doing the extra challenge of the 100 floor dungeon in one entrance. I didn't think that would be quite so feasible. But it turned out it was actually pretty easy, because even though I didn't do necessarily a lot, I did do a bit of extra grinding as I found out, but not necessarily a ton of it. We don't really necessarily need a bunch of extra grinding. Was for the Dark Cloud 2. I want to do another proper challenge run of Dark Cloud 2. I don't know what I'll do for a challenge run of Dark Cloud 2 though. Monster transformations only. I would try again if I could just put in like a code or something to have every monster transformation at max, like at level 100. Or if someone has a save file, even if it's like a hacked save file, of just basically, yeah, as early as you can unlock monster transformations. You know what, screw it, start of chapter 2. Heck, it's very start of the game, let's do it for chapter 1 as well. Hack it in. Unlock Monica, unlock every monster transformation, all at maximum.
She's quite fascinated with the tools of our trade, though I doubt I've done enough to quench her thirst for knowledge.
No, you...
So long as you're satisfied.
If you need another hand, I'm happy to...
Oh? We made significant progress today.
No problem. I learned a lot from you.
I'll have to bug you for another history
Of course. It'd be my...
Do-gooders act the same wherever I go.
What do you mean by that?
Remember how I said I have a hero? They always went out of their way to help whoever needed it.
It's kind of really touching to hear that Hina thinks that I was her hero.
I once did something similar to Suzu, you know. When I was around her age, I went into the forest by myself and got lost.
Right. I remember you saying that.
Yeah.
You were right near the
I've never
entrance.
forgotten how scared I felt. And then the person I mentioned came to my rescue.
She doesn't say the name because he can put your own
That's
character
why I want to
It
be.
sounds like you really respect them.
Mm-hmm. But right now, we're as different as the moon and the sun. Like glass compared to a diamond. Whew. I wonder when I'll ever be like them.
I don't think you need to rush to catch up.
Oh. Why not?
I mean, the person you're talking about wasn't born a hero. Maybe they became one the moment they decided to save you.
Yes! Authentically, yes!
Huh.
Everyone starts out by copying someone else. You just reflect other people's radiance until one day, you're finally glowing with your own inner light.
Like the moon and the sun.
Inner light. How cheesy is that?
Was that a weird metaphor?
Yeah, super weird.
I'm glad to hear it.
Still, I'm starting to think I found someone who could...
Really? Who is it?
That's a secret. Hey, doesn't the moon look even prettier than usual tonight?
Yes. I love it.
Good.
Let me guess. Oh, don't have to wait till tomorrow, necessarily. Subaru and Clarice are both almost there. And Kai. Subaru, Clarice, and Kai.
What
Good
a great
evening.
day.
Da 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 da!
Life's been way more exciting ever since you rolled in.
Neat.
Hey!
It's so weird to get recipes. Like, I'm basically in the post game, right? It's so weird to get recipes now because you expect them to be so good. But, like, I'm getting the recipes for reaching friendship level 4 with the character. So the recipe can't actually be good. So it's like, ooh, something new. This should be awesome. And then it's like, nothing.
What? Hey! What?
Alright, what's it? So Subaru and Clarice. Clarice is gone. Where's Subaru? Somewhere around here-ish. Already asleep. We might have to wind up cutting this episode short. It looks
Hi
like
there.
Azuma wants to join.
What's wrong?
Oh, it's you. We noticed Kai take off with that look on his face. Arms...
Huh?
You might not know this, but...
And whenever that happens, he loses... What? Of course he...
That's why we're trying to decide.
Not that we've made much.
Still...
I hate to make this your...
Yes, of course.
Apparently you can just leave town and go straight over to the underworld region. Beep, 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 ba-da, boop.
What could he be planning?
Ooh, pink hair. Nice.
Wait, is that?
Hmm? What are you doing here? Huh? And who requested that?
The villagers are worried about you, Kai. They noticed you had something on your mind and asked me to come check in.
The hell? God damn. You sure love sticking your nose in people's business, don't you?
On that note, what were you two talking about?
Not much. Just plotting to rally our forces and conquer the surface.
Oh, the usual.
Liar.
Oh? But hey, it's not a total lie. You know, That's ancient history, though. That's just the way it is, Sam. I mean, I live up on the surface, so I decided I'd come.
In moving back?
Yeah. Not the jerks already causing trouble up there, only regular folk going about their lives. Too bad I can't get a single answer worth a damn. Hell, some of them even tell me they're fine with the status quo. And it's not that they hate the idea of living with humans. No, they just don't feel like going anywhere. Can you believe that? I don't get how they think. Why live in this musty hole when they can be up on the surface, feeling the sun on their faces? I tried explaining it to them, but nobody's listening. And look, even if I'm not much else, I am the Oni god, you know. Seriously.
Maybe they just care about
their homes.
You said Oni lived on the surface such a long time ago. Then how could they possibly know what it's like?
Home.
Don't you have any memories of
Me?
That's why I'm...
All right, enough. Yeah. I thought bringing our clan back up to the surface would be an... Why'd someone like me have to end up as a god?
Perhaps...
No, I'm not looking for an answer. Home. Man. Despite everything, this place really is home in its own way. Thanks for talking with me. It really helped. Guess I'd better head back up.
Oh, did that? I think that totally just removed Kai from the party. Sleepy. What I need is to find an area with like a lot of monster density, so I can level up a bit more, because I just really want to get these last few levels.
There! This will be downright simple.
Actually, right now I'm curious. What if I just do like this? I go here and I go... Oh, it doesn't actually do any damage. That's annoying.
Show them what we're made of. Your amazing feats grow ever more impressive.
Tremble before the forces begin.
That's what you get for taking me on.
No matter what foe we face, I shan't hold back. Thanks.
So, but of course, the
If you
paperwork
find any
aspect of
talismans, please
games
show me.
is,
I'll teach you how to use them.
doesn't really make for great reporting, even if it can be interesting to, like, you know, theory craft and stuff, and it's not necessarily a lot of fun to watch. And speaking of, ooh, I think part of the reason why myself and my brother both like Reincarnate as a Sword
What are you
is the
looking for
paperwork
today?
aspect of it. Like, especially in, like,
Yeah.
the early chapters. And, like, it's a book. There's paperwork involved in reading a book. Because in the early chapters, whenever the main character gets new abilities, or, you know, fights against new monsters, he checks out the abilities in the book. Says, like, oh yeah, here's, like, all of, like, the stats and all of the abilities of, like, this new creature. And
Well done. Keep it up.
for a second there, it looked like I chopped a
Praiseworthy
tree
performance indeed. Well
and
done.
got egg. $75 more. $74,
Is this it?
$73.
Talk about a letdown. Phew. I fought super hard. Did you see me?
72, 71.
Yeah! We're wearing him down. Save the last hit for me. Whoa, you got him! Nice!
I don't really know what else there is about it, but yeah, games that let you do extra things, I've always enjoyed. Some people, they just find the thing that they like, and that's just what they go on. It's like, so what if all of what someone wants to do is play, like, World of Warcraft all day, every day? Like, whatever.
This is the end.
It's like there are some people who spend
I'm getting
hundreds of
tired.
hours. Who spend insane amount of hours speedrunning Super Mario Bros. For the NES. Heck, there are people who make not quite speedruns,
If
but
you find any
still
talismans, please show me.
passes.
I'll teach you how to use them.
Well, you know, the low tags for Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and like, I'm sure there's people who just play one single old game all day long, every day, and that's just, oh, excusez-moi. Well, that was strange. Did you catch that? So there's some Discord sounds, like someone joined
No matter what
and then
foe you
left,
face, I shan't hold back.
or like someone had like moved the
Although they've grown weak,
chat
stay
that,
alert until we
like the
deliver
voice
final
chat that I
blow.
was in.
Wait, your injuries are only increasing. Stop pushing yourself.
Okay, this whole thing of like, oh, after midnight you start getting just like injured and lose wounds. If it was just you lose RP, then it's like, okay, sure, fine, you're tired. You don't have like the energy for stuff so much anymore. It was like, no, you also, it just also drains health. So in the early game, you can't really do much
Well
extra
done.
because you only
Keep it
have
up.
such limited amounts of healing.
I'm getting tired.
And of course, Discord, OBS is not picking you up for whatever reason. So let's go, let's do this, and... Testing 1, 2.
Hello.
Okay, there you are. So, Azura, I've been talking about how, apparently, quite a number of people who consider themselves to be gamers also only play, like, one game, essentially. Like, people who just only play Call of Duty, for example.
Then they're a Call of Duty gamer.
Ooh, what
Or
you
people
got?
who, like,
Let me see.
the only game that they play is, like, Fortnite, or one specific Roblox game, or Candy Crush, or...
Okay, and?
And how apparently it's amongst the newest generation, was it Gen Alpha? It's more common for people to consider themselves a gamer, but that only ever play one specific game, than just a gamer generically.
Okay. But what about it?
Like, to the point where if someone says, oh yeah, I'm a gamer, the question that people ask then is, oh, what individual singular, like, what one game do you play? Not, like, what games do you play? What game in the singular form do you play? And it's like, if someone asked me that, like, what game singular
Here
that I
I
play,
come. Make
I don't
way.
really have an answer for that, because I don't play just one game.
Much appreciated.
I mean,
You deserve
let's
it.
be honest here. What is the one
Thousands,
game
thanks.
you've been playing basically alongside other games, but it is the main game you've been playing for the past several years? Rune Factory.
Except it hasn't just been Rune Factory, it's been various different Rune Factories. But yeah, it's
Yes,
not
but
just
you have not been
But-
not playing Rune Factory since
matter what
before I
fate
met you.
brings, I shan't hold back.
Anyways. I mean, I have one thing in response to that. Price tag. Of course someone's going to be a gamer for just
I'm
one
getting
game
tired.
when, you know, it costs an arm and a leg to buy a second one.
We're wearing him down.
Yeah.
Save the last hit for
Especially, you know, if it's like Gen Alpha and people who are
me. Well
kids
done.
or just
Keep it up.
starting like to become like reach adulthood. I don't know exactly when Gen Alpha range is. They're not usually the ones buying their own games at this point.
So, apparently, what's the one after Millennial? Zoomers? Gen Z, yeah. Apparently Zoomers come from basically, the oldest Zoomers are like 2 years younger than me. I'm at the tail end of Millennial. And the youngest Zoomers are my brother. If he was born like a year later, he'd be Gen Alpha.
Okay, well then yeah, then Gen Alpha is people who are literally children
Like
who are not
13
the ones in charge of their own game budget.
But also, the games that they play, like, they have access... Like, I think that Newgrounds is still around, even though you can't play on a phone. But also, they play mostly on, like, tablets and especially on phones. To the point that when someone, like a game company, whatever, had a booth where people could come up and play a demo of their game, the kids would come up, not know how to use a mouse and keyboard, refuse to even accept that a controller could control a game, and just go and touch the screen instead.
Okay, yeah, that's bad parenting.
Like, I think, like, when did I learn how to use a mouse and keyboard? What, age 3? Somewhere around there, playing Nikolai's Pirates with my aunt. I'm sure I at least got the idea of a mouse and keyboard then. Like, I don't remember ever actually learning how to use a mouse and keyboard. My earliest memories of me using a computer, I already knew, at least generally, how to use a mouse and a keyboard.
Well, what did you get?
And there are kids that are, what, as much as 13 years old who, when presented with it, one, they don't know how to use it. Two, they don't apparently even want to bother trying to use it. Like, ew, what's that? I'm not touching that. And it's like... And that's also an issue that teachers have been complaining about, also with Zoomers as well. Of course, teachers have been complaining about it forever, but whatever. About how kids just refuse to learn something new on their own accord. They're presented with something they don't know, and there's no one there telling them how to do it. They just don't do anything. They're given some, like, puzzle toy, whatever, that's sitting in front of them. Just no context, just bloop, put it on their desk or whatever. They don't even try it.
Yes! Great job!
Like, you know, a person who's never seen a Rubik's Cube before is given a Rubik's Cube with all the colors all mixed up.
Hey.
You would imagine that a person who's never seen it before would at least be all like, ooh, what's this? Realize that they can turn it and that moves the colors. And maybe they don't know that they have to move all of the colors back to matching, but they'll at least tinker with it a bit. But apparently, kids just, they see it and it's just like, I don't know what that is. It's scary. I don't want to touch it. And
Well,
the, like, curiosity
we got good prices today.
is, like,
Yeah. Yeah?
I don't even want to say that they're just not naturally curious. Like, I'm sure they are. But kids just get told
I don't smell
no so much
any
that
other
they're not
critters around
allowed to
here.
be curious about
Let's take
something.
this chance to warm up by
Because that's
fire.
been at least going on, I know, since my childhood.
What? Is this it? Talk about a letdown.
I'll just be there, just living my own life, whatever. My parents are like, oh, get ready, we're going. It's like, where are we going? We are going! It's like, are you bringing me to the grocery store because you don't want me to just be here by myself with my video games, even though I'd be totally fine? Or are we going, like, to see someone? Like, where are we going? Get in the car! It's like, I'm not allowed to know where we're going.
Show them what we're made of. Whoa, you got him! Nice!
Like, I bring my Game Boy in case, you know, it's going to be a bit of a trip, and it's like, oh, why'd you bring that? We're just going, like, down the street. It's like, well, I didn't know, and you didn't tell me.
Need some help?
So eventually, got to a point where my parents would tell me that we're going, I don't even question it anymore, because I know I won't get an answer from them. And imagine if they then went on to complain about, oh yeah, our kid never cares about where we're going. We tell them that we're going somewhere, they don't even think to ask. It's like, because I did think to ask before, and I just get yelled at. Like, level 98, finally. I just need to defeat 700 enemies to reach level 99. Now let's go back to the shrine and just save, and let's just end off this episode. But yeah, I think that my favorite games, just to recap for Azura's sake, are games where one can do more than just the one thing. That's why I like Dark Cloud, because sure, you can go and fight monsters, but you can also like build the towns and stuff. Dark Cloud 2, fight monsters, build towns, increase the weapons, which you can do in Dark Cloud as well. Fishing is its own big thing. There's Spheda. Rune Factory. Farming and fighting. It's two things. Also, games where you can just, like, mess around are so much fun. ATV Off-Road Fury 1 and 2. As a kid, I'd spend hours just driving around casually. I'd spend lots of time just trying to drive up the train. It's not like, oh, you reach the front of the train, you get an achievement, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, I just want to do that. It's just a thing I want to just do. Spent so much time playing was it the Tony Hawk's games, just making custom maps just to have some fun with them. The day I realized that all those little holes that you could put in, you could combine them together to basically make like a skating bowl, that was a fun time. And before you say, oh, that should be obvious, you should have known that you could do that just from when you first saw them, my cousin, 4 years older than me, thought that all of those pieces were useless. Until I found out that you can combine them and actually make something out of them.